they made a prequel to Lion King called Mufasa.
The Lion King.
The Lion King. I don't really have anything to say about it right now. Let's go ahead and let that intro hit.
What's going on, everybody? This your boy King Germ, one half of Pod and Saved Our Marriage. Each and every Friday, Queen Germ and myself drop an episode to show the people how Pod and Saved Our Marriage. Now, we're not like most married couples. Most of the time we disagree, but that's the beauty of the show. So, when you get through listening to Sparrows on the Review, come give us a listen. Each and every Friday on any DSP, go look for Pod and Saved Our Marriage.
Ooh wee. I'm JR.
And I'm Stacey.
Now let me tell you a little story right here. Rest in peace to James Earl Jones. He is the original Mufasa. His voice was in this movie at the very beginning. Our seeing of this was at the legendary Robey Theater
In Spencer, West Virginia.
Yeah. So shout out to that place. That place is, I will have a video out very soon on TikTok for that. Well, it'll be out before this thing ever comes out. But anyway.
So let's review the theater real fast.
Okay, let's do that.
So you walk up, you have the lights, you have basically the theater feel. That you have the big old Robey sign, and you have the words on the front and each side of the title of the movie, you know, with those clear black letter thingies that you have to insert yourself. So that was really cool. You can see where they're making the popcorn from the outside. They have this little area where you purchase your tickets. It no longer, that's not how they do it anymore, but you could tell back in the day you would have to stand out front there and purchase your ticket from outside, and then you would go inside, get your popcorn and drinks, and go into the one screen that they have.
One screen. And they had a balcony.
They did, and I was like, ooh. I'm kind of sad that we didn't go up there. I wonder if it's open.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out at some point.
Yeah, because I feel like that would have been cool to experience. Their bathroom situation was a little rough, but it was expected because this is such an older theater. You go in, you have your older seats, they kind of feel like old auditorium seats on the outsides, and then they have the little better ones on the inside with the cup holders and everything. And I felt like, do you remember the scene in Twisters where they were hiding inside of the movie theater and the side of the building came off?
Yes.
That was the feeling I got when I went in there. And it wasn't a bad feeling, but I was just like, oh, I hope a tornado don't hit and come through here and rip off the side of the building.
This building was built in 1907, remodeled in 1926. It's 3 stories, 5 bay wide, neoclassic Italian Renaissance style building.
Okay. And like I said, I wasn't disappointed with the experience. It was cool seeing all of that. And I see why schools, like, I think the school down here that is local takes the kids there every so often and lets them watch a movie in there. And I can see why they would choose there instead of going to like a huge theater.
Right. And one thing about it is it is right now the oldest continuously ran movie theater in the United States.
Okay.
And that has been verified, and it's actually on the National Historic, like it's not a monument, but it's one of the historic places in the United States.
Okay.
On whatever that registry is. So
Gotcha.
It has a lot of history. So going there, it was exciting for me. You got to see what it was like to be back then. And one great amazing thing that these people did, they bought an expensive projector.
Right. The video quality was amazing. The sound was great. At first I was like, ooh, this is going to be a little rough, because we thought that there was something wrong with the screen, because the first part was like really weird red and blue and it looked distorted, and the next one was fine. And then when the movie started, like my eyes went crazy.
Yeah, I was like, am I on the drugs right now?
And it's like, next thing you know, everybody had glasses on. I'm like, oh shit. And you're like, I think it's 3D. So you jump up and go get the glasses. And you did miss the introduction. And I was sad for you, and I tried to get a picture, but I wasn't fast enough. It said in remembrance of
I caught that Earl James. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm glad that you were able to catch that then, because
right.
Like I said, I was a little disappointed, not in you, but that I let you go get the glasses and you weren't able to see that. But now that you confirm that you were able to catch that, I do feel a little bit
Yeah, I
better.
kind of like the little end of it,
Yeah.
like because I seen the writing for it.
Yeah.
And on that note, just the quick thing is knowing that he knew that the movie was being made before he
Yes.
passed away.
Yes.
That's a great homage to him. And you know, we're almost closing out 2024, and we lost a lot of great actors and
Right.
actresses. But
Well,
that's
I think that we're doing this show episode now. I don't know when you plan on putting it back, but it would be a great episode to throw in the last week in January or the first week in February. So if you want to speak on that now, you can. Or if you want to try to get it out sooner, that's fine too.
we'll go ahead and it'll come out in February. We'll let it come
Okay.
out the first week of February.
Yes.
On
So of
this one-
course, those of you that don't know, James Earl Jones is a black actor.
Yes, and he's been in numerous films,
Mm-hmm.
quite a bit. This is gonna be a little lengthy thing, real quick.
And that's fine. Take your time.
With him, he played Darth Vader.
Yes.
He was in an array of movies over his career, namely for the state of West Virginia, because I always like to give homage to them. He was
Right.
in a great movie called Mate One, which we will be reviewing as part of us paying homage to him, because it's one of his better movies, in my opinion, that is not commercially widely known. And you all know him as Mufasa. So for me, as Mufasa, he had the voice for Mufasa. He was the voice of Darth Vader, but the voice of Mufasa, he gave you so much in so little time. And it reminded me of my father. You know, he gave me a lot of advice, so much it's in so less of time.
Right. And he made, like, they both made such big impacts.
Right.
Like your dad on you and everybody that surrounded him, and James Earl Jones with everybody that surrounded him.
Right. And at first I thought Disney was going to do an injustice to the character of Mufasa.
Uh-huh.
And I am glad to say that inside this movie, I had Wild Robots as my best movie for the end of the year.
Yes.
And this is with me not seeing the screenplay movie Wickeded, because I wouldn't go watch that. This was the best movie I have seen for the holiday season, end of the year 2024.
Okay.
Hands down, everything from character development to arc to storytelling to understanding every emotion and feeling you can have. Because right in the very beginning, you get the feeling of loss. You feel bad for Mufasa.
Right.
You see abandonment.
Mm-hmm.
You see issues.
Well, I don't necessarily see abandonment.
Can I enlighten you a little bit on that if you want me to?
Yes, please.
All right. So the
Because like I said, when we discussed this outside of podcasting, your interpretation of a word might be different than other people's interpretation.
So let me give it to you then.
Hold on. To me, abandonment would have been his mom and dad basically said, F you, deal with it yourself. That's abandonment to me.
And I can understand.
Okay.
Abandonment is not the fact of his family leaving him. That was circumstances.
Okay.
It's the family that he went into abandoning him from the get-go. The mother.
It was the king.
The king, yeah.
I could understand the feeling of abandonment there, but
Before he even got his foot down on the ground, he was already considered an outcast, which he was.
Right.
And he embraced it, and he became a better lion because of it.
Well, yeah, right, because he was forced to. Basically, the king said, all right, go with the bitches.
Right. You're not part of this family.
Right. You're not a man
Yeah.
in my family, so I don't want you. Like, I
Only to
actually,
find,
I don't get
yeah,
it.
only to find out that his son was the bitch.
Yeah. Because, I mean, how can you feel abandoned by someone that was never important to you? That's my thing, and why I disagree with the abandonment issues with the new family.
Well, I put it in the context of that because there was a moment that Mufasa became important to them. And when he became important to them, back in the back of his mind, he knew that he was abandoned by them because they didn't know how great.
No, when he became important to him is when it was time to leave. He didn't get abandoned. They're basically like, run and save yourself.
Right, but he became important to the king and his
Right, but by that time, it didn't. The king didn't, or he didn't have the opportunity to feel abandoned by the king, because basically the king said, "All right, you saved my woman, so take my son and live your life."
knowing that his son was a coward.
Right, and he knew that. That's why he sent him with him. That's why he let him or had him go. I feel like.
And I feel like the king that he was, Scar's father, was a bitch. He was a punk.
Mhm.
And he
Right,
was
he just wanted to lay around all day.
right. And I feel like when you watch this movie, everyone has a different way of describing things, but I feel like his dad should have ran too.
Well, I mean, I feel like at that point he knew that he needed to take care of things, and that was his only way to save his son and his lineage.
Was through Mufasa.
Nah, because he thought, what was his name? What is Scar's name before?
Yeah, he had a gangster ass name.
Was it
Start with a T.
Taka?
Taka, yeah. Like them chips y'all like to eat.
Not Taki.
It's all the same. All the same.
Taka. Whatever.
Taka.
Anyways, so I don't know. I feel like he would have more sense of abandonment when it came to his mom and dad than it would the new family, because like I feel like there was a lot of disappointment with the new family. But I don't agree with the abandonment, but that's okay because we're both allowed to form our own opinions, and if that's how you interpret it, that's fine.
Yes.
I'm just giving you my overview as well.
In the cameo of Pumbaa, Timon, Simba, his wife, and their daughter, and then their new baby. Oops, I gave away too much. All of that made for a good storytelling in Rafiki.
Okay, so let's jump in to characters. Do you know who played any of these people?
I know who Mufasa's father is. And Mufasa's father was played by Keith David. Keith David is an amazing actor. We know King David from all kinds of stuff. Mr. David has all kinds of acting things on his record. He's the only voice that I could recognize.
Okay.
And I heard Beyonce.
So I knew some of the voices sounded familiar. I just couldn't place them. It's like, I know that. Seth Rogen. Do you care to take a dabble at who he was?
He was a warthog. Yeah.
Yep, he was Pumbaa. Yeah, I don't know some of these.
Who was Donald Glover?
Simba.
Donald, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's Childish Gambino for people that don't know.
Okay. Blue Ivy Carter was Kiara.
The daughter of Simba.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And of course, Beyonce was Nala.
Yeah, and I could hear that.
Yeah.
In limited portion though in this movie, but go ahead.
Right. Let's see here. I think that's about all the names that I recognize. Do you want to look at it and see if there's any of them that you were surprised by? Like I said, I felt like I knew some of the characters. Like I've heard the voices before. I'm like, ooh, that sounds really familiar. Like I don't know why I thought that one of them was the Kenan and Kel dude, the one that is not the tall, skinny one.
Okay.
I thought he was in this, but he wasn't.
I was thinking I knew one person, Blue Ivy.
Right. See what I mean? Like you got Blue Ivy and Beyonce, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's quite a few actors and actresses in here, but
none that you recognize
right,
like
just,
I did. Yeah.
It was just, I knew Keith David's voice as soon as I heard it. At first I thought he was James Earl Jones, but then I heard it. And you know, he's got that distinctive voice that everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so good cast and everything.
Yeah.
This movie goes into my top 100.
It'll definitely be watched again.
Yeah, top 100. It does something that other Disney movies haven't done. I have never seen a live action version of Lion King. Don't interest me.
Okay.
Mufasa interests me because, like, I've been on an animation kick.
I mean, for one, it's the only option. There was not a cartoon option built or created,
and it felt comfortable. I will eventually go watch the Lion King live action version.
Okay. It's not nearly as good as a cartoon, so you'll be disappointed. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, maybe not going to watch it.
And I feel like maybe that's why they did this one as a live action instead of a cartoon. Because one, it would take a lot of work, a lot of detail, a lot of time, a lot of money. And I don't know. I feel like they did it justice.
Right. And I think the way that it was adapted in the
Mhm.
computer generation and everything worked fine for this film. So it worked for me. This is a standalone classic.
Yep. So it looks like this was released in the United States on December 20th, 2024. So as
Oh,
of
wow.
today, it's only been out for 7 days.
Okay. So 7 days. Whoa.
200 million budget,
Okay.
221.7 million box office in 7 days.
Okay. So it ain't even done a full stretch yet. So it's going to set record.
Right. And like we say, this is Wikipedia's numbers. They could be inaccurate. We don't know. We don't really care that much, but
And what I'll say is like what gripped me with this movie is anybody and everybody in the family has some type of relation to Lion King. Even the old people.
Mhm.
I mean,
Dad's favorite movie.
you get Hakuna Matata in here for a
Mhm.
little bit, but because of certain issues, I love the
Hakuna Mufasa.
Hakuna Mufasa. I like the way that the characters play on things, like talking about reality and
Right,
different things like
right.
that.
I love that part.
Pumbaa and Timon are your comic relief,
Yes.
and they work.
And it's needed. Like, I don't know that it's needed, but it was very well placed.
Right.
I was very, very, very good.
And like, if I had a day that I could just give away to movies, I would watch this movie, Lord of the Rings, Craven, and I don't know what else I'd watch. It'd be one of the robot movies. That's it. We could pick one or two. We'll just go with Wild Robots. I could watch all 4 of those movies and then go to sleep and wake up the next day and write a report on them. Like
Yeah.
that's how good I felt watching this movie. This will be something that when it is released, I will watch.
Mhm.
And I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but this will actually be a physical movie in my collection.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, it'll be a UHD. You know,
And I do feel I don't want to say that it's just because of the ties that it has to do with James Earl Jones, but I do feel like that's a strong influence as to why you want the physical copy. It's good enough to where I would want to buy the Blu-ray and add it to our collection, but I do feel like that is a strong tie to why you want it, and that's 100% fine with me.
right. So solid movie. I would suggest going to see it in movie theaters.
Yes, please take your kids because it was exciting yesterday. There was a part in the movie that he was going somewhere, I think, and next thing you know, I hear this little voice yell, "Mommy, where's he going?"
Yeah.
It made me giggle. It was cute.
So definitely on that one, I will say this is a classic. Like,
Yep.
put it in your catalog. It can make my top 100. And then it could be any other thing. I don't have much else to say.
Well, I do. So I highly recommend, especially if it's in your budget, go to one of the premiere theaters because they have the big the Rock with I assume it's Mufasa on it.
Pride Rock.
Yeah, Pride Rock with Mufasa on the top is your popcorn bucket. And then just being able to get those memorabilia items while you watch it or even after you watch it or anything like that would be something nice to add to your collection, especially if you're a collector.
And I recommend seeing this movie in 3D.
See, 3D is a little rough for me. It depends on if you can handle 3D movies or not. I felt like there were some parts where like I had to squint my eyes in order to get the 3D effect to work correctly. There was nothing on the screen that jumped out at me except for the one time with the butterflies. Other than that, it just kind of seemed flat.
Okay.
But that's just my opinion. Like maybe you enjoyed it, the 3D part, and that's fine.
Yeah, this is one thing that I will be getting some real 3D glasses and putting on a projector somewhere.
I do. If you have not seen the first Lion King movie, I would probably recommend watching it first. And if you can stomach the second one and then the 1.5, go ahead and watch those as well. Because there are parts in this movie that reference information from the other movies. I mean, it's not needed. You're going to follow along with it just fine if you don't want to go watch the others. But make it a family weekend or something. And it's also a great thing that you could say, send WV on Commonplace a message and be like, hey, I want to schedule a weekend with Sometime Cinema for you to come out, set up your your gear, and I want to have a party for my child because he's obsessed with the Lion King, and we come out and set up the projector. You purchase the film, however you purchase the film, and we play it for you because that's what we do. You provide the movie, we provide the setup, and that's what you are purchasing with our kids.
Yeah, no doubt in that. So on that note, I'm JR.
And I'm Stacey.